And we're back with live coverage of the launch activities for the Antares 1 mission, approaching 10 minutes to launch now. The final poll has been completed and all continues to go smoothly toward today's launch. You're looking at the Range Control Center there at Wallops Island, Virginia, at the Wallops Flight Facility.
Launching is in progress.
Yeah, Kyle, we've mentioned this before, but the Wallops Flight Facility, while maybe not as well known as some of the other launch ranges, 1945 by the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics as a Center for Aeronautic Research. They have a nearly 70-year legacy of experience, gained over 16,000 rocket launches from NASA Wallops Flight Facility.
LCOps 1 payload sim mock internal power on. Payload
NASA Wallops Flight Facility.
LCOps 1 payload sim mock internal power on.
Certainly by far the largest rocket that's ever launched from this location. There's obviously a great deal of anticipation associated with the launch, not only because of the size of the rocket, but obviously the meaning of it, which eventually will serve as another resupply company to the International Space Station, a cargo supply company to the International Space Station continuously.
Check 383. Tel, can you verify
ongoing
armed for rapid retract?
Continuously.
Copy. Check 383. Tel, can you electrical verify and telemetry stage 1 ACS VDMs are enabled? Verify VDM voltages. An electrical verify.
Yeah, Tel here. I verify rapid retract is on.
Verify VDM voltages. LC copy, check 384, check 378, check 377. Ops 1, you go to activate payload sim, arm enable, and verify status. Check 377.
LC Ops 1, arm enable activated, status is ENA.
Verify status. LC copies, check 386. And Ops 1, you go to send arm command to payload sim ODM. LC copies, check 386.
LC Ops 1, payload ODM arm command sent in green. LC Ops 1, payload ODM arm command sent in green.
LC copies, check 387. Electrical 1, verify payload sim ODM indicates armed.
LC Electrical 1, payload sim ODM armed.
Copy and check 388. Site control, confirm GN2 conditioning has started.
Site control, GN2 conditioning has started.
LC copies, check 385. And Ops 1, you go to enable payload sim 10-volt reg.
LC Ops 1, payload sim ODM plus 10-volt regulator enabled.
LC copies, check 389. And Electrical 1, verify payload sim 10-volt regulator has been enabled.
LC Electrical 1, payload sim ODM plus 10-volt regulator enabled.
LC copies, check step 390.
So Kyle, as we listen to the launch team and we look at the vehicle on pad, you'll see the venting from the liquid oxygen tank in the upper half of the launch vehicle, and then you also see the chill of the main engine system, and that's visible through the launch duct. As we mentioned earlier, as we count down to ignition, at ignition, the signal will be given to ignite the AJ-26 engines. There's a brief second-and-a-half health and status check that's performed on those engines to make sure they come up to the full 740,000 pounds of liftoff thrust. Once that's confirmed, the hold-down bolts release, and the vehicle is lifting off.
And the
Site control LC, confirm AFA ECS is transferred from air to GN2.
And the countdown continues to go smoothly. We're approaching 6 minutes to launch, about 56 minutes after the hour. About 3.5 minutes to launch is when the auto sequencer is initiated, essentially signaling the start of the terminal count, which is the last 3.5 minutes to launch.
Copies, check 391.
I think, John, one thing that people may be surprised at, this rocket does not leap off this launch pad based on some of the information that we've heard.
You know, Kyle, Orbital has a huge experience base with launch vehicles. We've developed 12 different launch systems in the last 20 years, but the majority of those have been solid launch vehicles, which get off the pad a lot faster than the liquid launch vehicle, the Antares that we have here today for the first stage. The thrust-to-weight ratio of Antares is about 1.2 to 1. So it won't move out quite as quick as some of the other orbital launch vehicles people may be familiar with.
Burning quite a bit of propellant at liftoff, but obviously the acceleration doesn't really pick up quite like what people may be familiar with. If you think back to the space shuttle, when it cleared the tower, it was already going 100 miles an hour, but those three main engines were supported by two giant solid rockets, so this will be a fun launch to watch.
That's correct. Majority of launch vehicles are supplemented at liftoff with large solid rocket motors. Antares' first stage is strictly liquid, similar to the Delta series of launch vehicles.
A and B, SMA, Stage 2 SMA, Flight Computer ODM, Stage 1 Controller ODM, and Ground ODM.
We'll see Ops 1.
Yeah, for comparison, it'll take
FTSB.
Antares about a minute, a little more than a minute to break the sound barrier on the way uphill. So that's at an altitude of about 3 miles or so. Shuttle, I broke the sound barrier probably in the first 30 seconds with that acceleration, but obviously the end game is that Antares will be reaching an orbital velocity of 17,000 miles an hour, which is just about what any orbital vehicle needs to reach orbit.
Is armed and green.
That's correct. So we've just reached the T-minus 3 minute and 30-second point in the count. We're now going into the terminal count, and the auto sequencer has started.
Ground ODM is armed and green.
Electrical 1, verify.
Okay, all SMAs are armed and all ODMs are armed. Verified mission time set to T-minus 180.
Copy,
and
check 4.
auto sequencer started up.
Copy that. Phase 5 dynamic limits currently are active.
Control has been transferred to CSOE.
Check 402.
Preliminary lock tank pressurization started.
ODM
Check
bus
404.
voltages and currents nominal.
Check 403. SIGI verify. SIGI ready for flight.
SIGI ready to configure for flight.
Copy. Check 405. Ops 2 disable automated blended to pure inertial handoff.
Automated handoff disabled.
And Ops 2 send one manual blended to pure inertial handoff.
Manual handoff. Consent.
Check 406 and 408. 407 Mars video start high-speed camera at T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 2 minutes. Mark.
2 minutes to launch.
409. Ops 2 disable ME1 and ME2 heaters.
Heaters disabled.
Check 410.
Approaching 1 minute to launch. From this point on, you'll hear Adam Lewis, the launch conductor, all the way through the rest of the countdown, picking up after launch with Mike Dorsch, who is the Antares chief engineer.
Pressurization started.
T-minus 1 minute on my mark. Mark. Check 411, check 412. In orb TM, you go for rocket cam switching at T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 45 seconds. Mark. T-minus 30 seconds. Mark.
30 seconds to launch. At T0, the two main engines will ignite after about 1.5 seconds to conduct health checks. Antares will lift off. Point of reference, the space station is 262 miles up north of the Michigan Peninsula at the time of launch.
4, 3.
Go Antares.
1.
Engine start. Liftoff of the Antares A1 test mission from the Mars Pad 0A at the Wallops Flight Facility. CBC nominal, attitude nominal. Power is nominal. Engines at 108% and nominal. Attitude nominal. Core pressures are nominal. Altitude 2,000 feet. Plus 30 seconds, TPC nominal. Engines at 104 and nominal. Attitude nominal. Avionics power is nominal. Attitude nominal. Core pressure is nominal. TVC is nominal. Altitude 10,000 feet. Engines are nominal. T plus 60 seconds. Power is nominal. TVC is nominal. Core pressure is nominal. Altitude 20,000 feet. Velocity 900 feet per second. TVC is nominal. VNO3 on. Core pressure is nominal. Vehicle passing through max Q. Attitude nominal. Plus 90 seconds. Power is nominal. Engines remain nominal. Altitude 50,000 feet. Velocity 1,600 feet per second. TVC is nominal. Attitude nominal. VNG3 on. Core pressures remain nominal.
Beautiful view.
Engines at 100% and nominal. Avionics power is nominal. T plus 2 minutes. TVC is nominal. Attitude is nominal. Core pressure is nominal. Altitude 100,000 feet. Engines remain nominal. Attitude nominal. Power is nominal. Approaching MECO. Core pressure is nominal.
Kyle, we're coming up on main engine cutoff.
Attitude nominal.
That should come about 3 minutes, 50 seconds or so into flight.
TVCs are nominal. Altitude 100.
Stage 1, throttle down.
2 minutes to MECO. Core pressure is nominal. Attitude nominal. Power is nominal. TVCs are nominal. Engines are nominal. VNO 4, 5, and 6 are on. Core pressures remain nominal. Attitude nominal. TVC nominal.
Standing by for engine throttle down.
Altitude 250,000 feet. Core pressure is nominal. Engines remain at 100% and nominal. T plus 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Throttle down has begun.
Traveling about 7,200 miles per hour now.
TVC is skewing out in preparation for the MECO event.
Standing by for stage 1 MECO and separation.
MECO. ESS is disabled. We have stage 1 separation. Lower ACS is enabled. Closed loop guidance is enabled.
Payload sim arm enable and verify status.
78, check 377. LCS 1, arm enable activated. Status is ENA.
Verify status. LC copies, check 386. And Ops 1, you go to send arm command to payload sim ODM. LC copies, check 386.
LC Ops 1, payload ODM arm command sent and green. LC Ops 1, payload ODM arm command sent and green.
LC copies, check 387. Electrical 1.
Load and lock internal power on. Payload
NASA
sim
Wallops
trans.
facility.
LC Ops 1, payload sim lock internal power on.
Certainly by far the largest rocket that's ever launched from this location. There's obviously a great deal of anticipation associated with the launch, not only because of the size of the rocket, but obviously the meaning of it, which eventually will serve as another resupply company to the International Space Station, a cargo supply.
Yeah, Kyle, we've mentioned this before, but the Wallops Flight Facility, while maybe not as well known as some of the other launch ranges, 1945 by the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics as a Center for Aeronautic Research. They have a nearly 70-year legacy of experience, gained over 16,000 rocket launches from NASA Wallops Flight Facility.
LC Ops 1, payload.
And we're back with live coverage of the launch activities for the Antares 1 mission, approaching 10 minutes to launch now. The final poll has been completed and all continues to go smoothly toward today's launch. You're looking at the Range Control Center there at Wallops Island, Virginia, at the Wallops Flight Facility. Fly company to the International Space Station continuously.
Check 383. Tel, can you verify
ongoing
armed for rapid retract?
Continuously.
Copy, check 383. Tel, can you electrical verify telemetry stage 1 ACS VDMs are enabled? Verify VDM voltages. Electrical verify.
Yeah, Tel here. I verify rapid retract is on.
Verify VDM voltages. LC copy, check 384, check 378, check 377. Ops 1, you go to activate